Have you ever felt the power that builds in silence, the kind that waits, grows, and refines itself until the world can no longer look away? That's you. Yes, you. You are the force the world has been waiting for, the one quietly gathering strength, turning every challenge into fuel. While others chase noise, you've been creating something unshakable, something extraordinary. Today, let's talk about what happens when that quiet power steps forward. What happens when those who were underestimated, overlooked, or doubted finally rise? You are not just a participant in this moment. You are the moment. This is your time to claim the spotlight, not because you demand it, but because you've earned it. You're part of a legacy of those who transformed whispers into thunder. And now, chosen ones, it's your turn. The world is watching, and your rise is the revolution it didn't see coming. Stillness is often misunderstood, seen as inaction or uncertainty. But for you, it is the foundation of your power. Your quiet moments are where you gather strength, refine your focus, and prepare for transformation. Like the forces of nature that build in silence before unleashing their undeniable presence, your calm is not weakness, it is potential. Consider the hidden currents beneath the surface of the ocean. They are unseen, yet carry the force to reshape entire coastlines. You are that silent force, building resilience and purpose far from the view of others. In your stillness, you endure what would overwhelm most, crafting yourself into something unshakable. It is here that you grow, fortify, and align with your higher purpose, ensuring that when your moment arrives, you are prepared to stand unwavering. Your strength is not in what is seen, but in the power cultivated in silence, ready to rise when the time calls for it. There is a unique power in patience, a skill refined by those who see beyond the immediate. You understand that while the world often celebrates noise and urgency, true mastery lies in waiting for the perfect moment. Like a strategist mapping every outcome before making a single move, you evaluate each possibility with precision. Your actions are not dictated by external expectations, but by the clarity of your vision. When the timing is yours to command, it becomes an unstoppable force, slicing through confusion and opposition like a blade honed to perfection. Your silence becomes your greatest advantage, transforming into the element of surprise. Those who underestimate you, mistaking your stillness for irrelevance, will be unprepared for the strength of your emergence. Their confidence, built on assumptions, will falter as they witness the results of your deliberate preparation. The noise they relied on to maintain their power will pale in comparison to the force you've quietly built. What they dismissed as inaction will reveal itself as the foundation of your triumph, leaving no doubt that your patience was your ultimate weapon. If you feel the abundance of divine love in your heart, now is the time to share it. You can help spread God's blessings by clicking the Super Thank You button on YouTube and contributing $20 or more. This divine gift will touch not only your life, but the souls of many through this platform. Each of you has a sacred place in God's grand design, and your generosity will be the fruit of our prayers. Act now. Share your abundance to glorify His kingdom, for you were created to do even greater things in God's loving hands. May God bless you. Throughout history, true strength has often been wielded in silence, and one striking example is the strategic genius of those who operated under the radar to achieve monumental change. Quietly and methodically, they worked against systems that seemed immovable, their every step calculated, their every decision intentional. This wasn't submission, It was a mastery of timing and strategy. While others dismissed their quiet resolve, they were dismantling oppressive narratives and crafting a new reality. For you, moments of stillness are where your power is honed. In the shadows, you prepare, build, and refine, waiting for the exact moment to make your presence undeniable. Every challenge endured, every unseen triumph, contributes to the strength that will redefine the world around you. When you choose to act, it is not impulsive but intentional, a culmination of everything you've built in silence. This act of breaking the quiet shifts the balance, revealing the depth of your preparation. The first reaction it provokes is shock. Those who underestimated you, mistaking your silence for irrelevance, are confronted with a truth they never prepared for. The strength they once overlooked becomes the force they cannot withstand. This is the impact of your silence. It is not just absence, but an energy-gathering momentum, waiting to reshape everything in its wake. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. Let me tell you something about light. It doesn't ask for permission to shine. It just does. No matter how deep the darkness, no matter how long the night, the light always finds a way. And chosen ones, that's you. You've been carrying a light that the world desperately needs, a light that doesn't just illuminate, but transforms. You've been preparing, growing, and refining in silence. And now, the moment has come. The world may not have been watching, but heaven was. And now, it's your time to rise. When you step into your power, something shifts, not just for you, but for everyone who sees you. Your courage, your strength, your authenticity, it stirs something in others. People who thought they'd never change, never grow, suddenly start questioning the chains that have been holding them back. Those who doubted you, maybe even ridiculed you, begin to see that your path isn't just yours. It's a way forward for them too. Your rise isn't just about breaking barriers, it's about building bridges. You're not just dismantling the old, you're creating something new, something that draws people together in shared purpose and hope. Think about the figures in history who lived humbly, working in the shadows, quietly preparing for their moment. They weren't weak, they were wise. They knew that transformation doesn't happen overnight. They endured, they built. And when their time came, they didn't just step up, they stepped out, boldly, with purpose. They didn't just challenge the status quo. They replaced it with something better, something lasting. That's what you're doing now. Your rise is bigger than you. It's a ripple in the fabric of the universe, a movement that cannot be stopped. The seeds you've been planting in silence are breaking through the soil. Those roots you've been growing are strong enough to hold the tallest of trees. And when people see the fruit of what you've built, they'll know this wasn't just a moment. It was the start of something eternal. This is what transformation looks like. It stirs hearts, it shakes systems, it moves mountains, and it starts with you. Chosen ones, hear me today. You're not just stepping into your purpose, you're opening a door for others to walk through. Your journey, your strength, your rise. It's giving others the courage to rise with you. And let me tell you, when people see that light, they'll come running. They'll leave the shadows behind, drawn to what you represent. Truth, hope, and a better way. So don't hold back. Don't let fear or doubt make you hesitate. You were made for this moment. Every tear you've cried, every battle you've fought, every quiet victory you've celebrated, it was all preparing you for now. This isn't just your time to rise. It's your time to lead, to shine, to transform the world around you. And trust me, the world will never be the same. When you step out of silence, it reverberates like a shock wave, dismantling the false sense of control held by those who underestimated you. They mistook your quiet strength for submission, their arrogance feeding off the illusion that you lacked the power to challenge them. But when your silence ends, it exposes the fragile foundation of their confidence. Their authority, built on misjudgment and denial of your potential, begins to crumble under the weight of your rise. Their first reaction is fear, an instinctive panic that reveals the vulnerability they worked so hard to disguise. They believed they understood you, thought they could predict your limits and control your actions, but your emergence shatters those assumptions. The structures they relied upon, their alliances, their perceived dominance, their carefully curated sense of invulnerability, collapse as they realize their power was never as solid as they believed. What terrifies them most is the unpredictability of your strength, the depth they failed to perceive, and the realization that their overconfidence has left them defenseless against the force they never saw coming. Reflect on the quiet resilience of those who transformed history. Their strength grew in silence, unnoticed by those who thought their power was unshakable. In confinement and isolation, determination took root. Their oppressors, blinded by arrogance, failed to see the foundation being laid beneath the surface. When they finally emerged, the structures of control that seemed invincible crumbled under the weight of their conviction. Your journey mirrors this path. Your silence is not surrender, but preparation, a deliberate act of building the momentum that will dismantle what once seemed insurmountable. When you rise, you expose the flaws in the systems that underestimated you, revealing that their strength was built on fragile ground, unable to withstand the force of your resolve. Consider those dismissed in their beginnings, mocked for their vision, and doubted for their potential. They drew strength not from external validation, but from an unyielding belief in their purpose. Like them, your power stems not from material advantages, but from an unshakable inner clarity. This clarity draws others to you, not out of fear, but out of shared hope and vision. The foundation you build is not a reaction to oppression, but a creation rooted in truth, resilience, and balance. The forces that sought to dominate relied on intimidation and deception, yet you rise above on the enduring strength of authenticity. Fear is fleeting, but the truth is eternal. Your rise is part of a greater narrative, one that seeks justice and transformation, uniting those who are ready to stand with you in reshaping the world. As the foundation of what you've built begins to transform the world around you, it becomes undeniable that your silence was never a void, but a deliberate act of strength. It was the time where resilience was forged, ideas were refined, and purpose found its unshakable ground. Now, the weight of your vision shifts the balance, carving out a space not just for influence, but for something far greater, a movement rooted in truth and authenticity. This is not a realm built on fleeting power or dominance. It is a testament to those who believed in perseverance and the unyielding power of conviction. While those who opposed you struggled to adapt, you stand as the embodiment of a new era, not for personal gain, but for every soul that dared to hope for something more. As you rise, an unstoppable ripple begins to spread. Those who once doubted or stood against you start to question their choices. They see the strength in your clarity, the immovable truth in your presence, and they are drawn in, not out of coercion, but because they recognize the transformative power you represent. Your rise inspires not just loyalty, but a realignment of purpose. It turns division into unity and skepticism into belief. This shift is not forced. It is the natural gravity of authenticity, drawing others to stand alongside you, creating a collective momentum that no opposition can withstand. Together, this energy grows into something extraordinary, a shared conviction that transcends resistance and shapes the future. The stone that the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. Psalm 118:22. Sometimes the things the world overlooks, things it rejects or dismisses, are the very foundation of what's to come. Chosen ones, that's you. You've been overlooked, underestimated, even cast aside by those who couldn't see your purpose. But let me tell you, the time has come for what was rejected to become the cornerstone. You are stepping into your power, and when you do, people are drawn to you. Not because you seek their approval, but because they can't deny the truth you carry. Your strength isn't loud or forced. It's steady, rooted in something eternal. And that kind of authenticity is what the world is craving right now. When you rise, you do more than just disrupt the status quo. You reveal its weaknesses. People begin to see that the systems they trusted, the leaders they followed, were built on shaky ground. They realize those structures couldn't give them the peace, the purpose, or the stability they were looking for. But when they see you standing firm, unshaken, they feel something shift. They see a way forward, not just for you, but for themselves. Your rise is a signal, a beacon that says, "There's a better way, and you're invited to walk it with me." History shows us this pattern over and over. Movements that seemed small, almost invisible, have transformed entire nations and reshaped the world. They didn't start with armies or grand speeches. They started with individuals like you who stood quietly, firmly in their truth. People who refused to let the world define their worth, who believed in something greater than the circumstances around them. And as they rose, others couldn't help but follow. Not because they were forced, but because they were inspired. Your authenticity has a power that goes beyond words. It speaks to people's hearts. Even those who resisted you, those who doubted your purpose, will find themselves reconsidering. Not because they feel guilty, but because they see something in you that reminds them of what they've been searching for: hope, redemption, purpose. It's not an easy journey for them. To align with you, they'll have to confront hard truths about the choices they've made and the systems they've upheld. But your light shows them that change is possible, that their past doesn't have to define their future. When you step into your purpose, you offer more than an example. You offer a pathway. You show them that transformation isn't just possible, it's necessary. And as they join you, as they shift their loyalties and step out of the shadows, they become part of something far greater than themselves. Together, you're not just challenging what's broken, you're building something that lasts. This is what true leadership looks like. It's not about forcing people to follow. It's about living in such alignment with your purpose that others can't help but be inspired. It's about giving them a reason to believe again, not just in you, but in themselves and in the vision of a better world. Through your courage, they find theirs. Through your strength, they discover their own. And together, you're not just rising, you're transforming the very fabric of what's possible. Feel what it truly means to be chosen. You're not alone on this journey. If deep down you feel that you're chosen, you've come to the right place. Take the next step in connecting with us, unlocking exclusive content, and receiving the support you need on your spiritual path by clicking the Join button. This isn't just about being part of a community. It's about accessing unique insights that can transform your life and bring you closer to your divine calling. Make the choice today and walk this journey with us. Claim your place among the chosen ones. Join now. Your rise carries the power to awaken a collective movement, drawing others not through coercion, but by the undeniable truth of your vision. Like the leaders of profound change throughout history, your integrity and unwavering commitment resonate beyond barriers, compelling even skeptics to re-examine their beliefs. As you move forward, the strength of your purpose will dismantle outdated loyalties. People who once clung to the comfort of the familiar will find themselves aligning with you, not because you demand it, but because your presence embodies the change they've been longing for, but were too afraid to embrace. This shift ripples outward, transforming not just individuals, but the systems they upheld. Your ascent is a force of nature, pulling people toward you like a gravitational tide. Those who dismissed your potential will become your most fervent allies, their own transformation catalyzed by the clarity and purpose you bring. In this evolution, your vision will extend beyond personal triumph. It will ignite a shared momentum, one that amplifies your efforts and builds a movement greater than the sum of its parts. Your rise signals not just a shift in perception, but a deeper alignment with universal justice and balance. You are not simply reclaiming a role or a voice. You are fulfilling a purpose that resonates with the very fabric of a higher order. And let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. Galatians 6:9. Let me tell you something about seasons. Every seed planted in faith needs time to take root, time to grow, and time to bear fruit. And chosen ones, your season is here. You've been in the soil, in the stillness, feeling unseen and wondering if your work, your struggle, your silence would ever matter. But let me tell you, the harvest is coming. This is your due season. The world may not have noticed what you've been building, but heaven did, and now your rise is unstoppable. When you step into your purpose, it's not just about reclaiming your voice. It's about revealing the light that was always within you. Every challenge you faced, every moment of doubt, was a tool shaping your strength and refining your resolve. Your silence wasn't surrender, it was sacred preparation. Like the rivers that carve canyons in quiet persistence, your journey was never about rushing, it was about alignment. And now, here you are, a force the world can no longer ignore, a beacon that shines in the places where darkness thought it had won. This moment is no accident. Just as the tides are pulled by the moon and the sun rises each morning without fail, your journey has been guided by something greater. What felt like waiting was the universe preparing you for a purpose far beyond what you could see. Now that the pieces have aligned, your rise becomes a testament to the power of timing, divine timing. It's proof that nothing worth having is rushed and that the light always finds its way through the cracks. You are stepping into a chapter that bridges the seen and the unseen, the tangible and the spiritual. What you're doing isn't just about breaking through, it's about building something lasting. Your rise isn't just for you, it's for everyone who thought the weight of their struggles would hold them back forever. When they see you stand, they'll know it's possible for them too. You're not just an example, you're evidence. Evidence that no matter how deeply rooted darkness may seem, the light of truth, justice, and integrity will always prevail. The power of your rise goes beyond personal triumph. It speaks to a universal truth, that everything unfolds in its proper time. The trials that tested you, the moments of silence that felt endless, were all part of a grander design. Just as the seasons turn and the harvest comes, Your rise is proof that resilience and purpose cannot be denied. You are living testimony that authenticity is stronger than deception, that justice outlasts oppression, and that light will always overcome darkness. Chosen ones, this is your time. You've endured the shadows, and now you carry the light, not just for yourself, but for everyone who needs to see what courage and truth look like. As you move forward, you're not just fulfilling your destiny, you're shifting the balance of the world toward what is just and true. You are the reminder that even in the hardest seasons, growth is happening. And when the time comes, nothing can stop what has been divinely prepared. So rise and let the world see what it means to walk in purpose and power. You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? Matthew 5:13. Chosen ones, you are the salt of this earth, the quiet strength that enriches and sustains. Without you, something vital is missing. Your rise isn't about demanding attention. It's about transforming everything you touch with your authenticity and purpose. Like salt, your presence preserves and uplifts, awakening those around you to their own strength and potential. When you step into your power, you become a lighthouse for those lost in the storms of life. Your courage sparks something deep within them, reminding them of their own connection to a higher purpose. This is not just about you. It's about inspiring others to reclaim their light and step into the roles they were meant to play. Your journey becomes their proof that even the darkest times cannot extinguish the flame of truth. History has shown us this time and again. Those who rise from quiet preparation, guided by conviction, reshape the world. They don't seek glory, they inspire transformation. Your rise, too, is a catalyst. It's not about personal triumph, but about awakening a collective movement that transcends fear and builds something lasting. So rise with confidence, knowing your light is a beacon. Your courage calls others forward. Your authenticity dismantles illusions, and your purpose ignites change. You are not just stepping into your power. You are awakening a generation to truth, justice, and the strength they've always carried within. This is your time. Your journey is not simply your own. It is a turning point in a much larger narrative, a reawakening that ripples beyond individual triumphs to reshape the collective spirit. What may have seemed like quiet moments of retreat were in truth a deliberate preparation by forces greater than yourself, aligning you with this precise moment. Now, as you step into your purpose, you are no longer just reclaiming strength. You are embodying a destiny that was waiting for you all along. Your silence was not submission. It was the foundation for a transformation that the world can no longer overlook. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. Isaiah 40:31. Chosen ones, let me tell you about the eagle. It doesn't flap around, wasting energy trying to fight the storm. No, it waits for the right moment, spreads its wings, and rises above it. That's you. You've been waiting, enduring, and preparing, not because you were defeated, but because you were gathering strength. And now, the time has come to soar. Every setback, every moment in the shadows was shaping you into something unstoppable. What looked like obstacles were actually the tools that refined your purpose. Your rise isn't just about reclaiming power, it's about redefining it. You stand now as a force of renewal, embodying vision, resilience, and truth. For those who doubted their own strength, you are a beacon. For those who underestimated you, you are a reckoning. This moment is bigger than you. It's the start of something far greater. You're not just stepping into your power. You're opening a door for others to do the same. So spread those wings. It's time to rise. This is not merely a victory, it is the creation of a legacy. Your journey will echo through time, empowering others to step into their own light. You are not just a participant in this moment. You are a catalyst for a movement that will transcend generations. What you have built in silence is now undeniable, and the world will never be the same. Your rise proves that even the deepest shadows cannot hold back those who are destined to transform them into light.